The ref even said to H, I heard him say if I say it's a pen, then it's going to cause a lot of talk about it after. So, you know, I don't know what happened there.
Referee mistakes are common and they're normal. Just like the players or the managers, the refs are also allowed to make mistakes. The difference is, the players and the managers are held accountable for their mistakes, but the refs are not. As soon as the game is done, that's it. Let's put it in a very simple and honest way. The referees are the most protected people in the league and in sport in general. And to a certain extent, they should be more protected than some others because they're alone out there and literally the game depends on them. But as soon as an incident happens, after the game, who do we see address the issues? It's either the players or the managers. The problem with that is that if the players really want to speak their mind, then they get fined. Then they get in trouble.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
That to me doesn't really make sense, and that makes the fans even more angry because once the game is done and the interviews are done, like I said before, that's it. It's just the fans being left alone to argue with each other on social media. Nothing happens after that. Another issue is that people don't like the VAR. And I really get why, I really do. But let's not forget why the VAR was implemented in the first place. It's because the referees were getting too many decisions wrong and they needed help, right? But obviously, not even the VAR could help the refs. And listen, it's not just because of human errors. Some errors occur just because they're constantly changing the rules. So I can understand certain times when confusion kicks in. But it's simple. When clear and obvious errors are made which affect the result and in turn affects the fans and the players, we need to see the refs come out and tell us why they made certain decisions. Because guys, in game, when they made that decision, there was obviously a logic behind it. That's why it's called a decision. So at least come and explain it. Stop hiding. You see, even in American football, the referee is made to explain his decision out loud on the speakers in the stadium. I mean, come on. We need more transparency. And like I said earlier, players always have to explain themselves. They are always held accountable for the smallest things. And the refs are not even pressured to give simple explanations on interviews after the game. I don't get it. Why protect the people who are not doing their job well? And you know what, going back to this recent incident involving Callum Hudson-Odoi and the interview that Luke Shaw had after the game. Now, I'm not saying whether that decision was right or I don't care. But Luke Shaw made some great points in the interview. If you're going to always stop the game for checks and then still give the wrong decision after, what's the point in stopping the flow of the game in the first place? I mean, you already messed with the result of the game. Might as well just let the players enjoy the game and let the fans enjoy the game, because if you play sports, you know how annoying it is to stop, start for no reason. And I think the main problem for all of us is that it keeps happening. It's most games and it's most seasons. Last summer, this tweet went viral because it showed how the Premier League table would have looked like if there was no refereeing errors. The problem with this is that Manchester United and Chelsea finished in the top 4 when they could have easily finished mid-table. And no, there's no conspiracies behind this. I'm not even gonna get into that. It's just simple bad refereeing. And listen, like I said, errors are always going to happen, and that's perfectly fine. It really is. But at least from the perspective of the referee, be a man and come explain to the millions that pay to watch the sport why you made the error. And I mean, if it's just a simple mistake or you got confused, I mean, just take responsibility and say, my bad, looking back at it now, I made an error. And that's fine. I mean, as fans, we get closure and we can just move on to what the players did on the pitch. But when we have to waste so much time talking about what ifs and poor referee decisions, that's not even talking about football no more. As always, this was your boy G Alex. If you like the video, like the video. I'll catch you in the next one, and I'm out.